Becoming Bulletproof by Evy Poumpouras. When you're afraid, forget about yourself and try to help others. When catastrophe strikes and leaves you feeling deathly afraid, deal with your fears by forgetting about yourself as quickly as you can. Help others who may be in danger. This is the first and best way to make yourself bulletproof. When it seems like the world is ending, being willing to help others is the antidote to fear. That's what author Evy Poumpouras, a former special agent of the United States Secret Service, USSS, did on September 11, 2001, when she and her Secret Service colleagues helped disaster victims at Ground Zero of the World Trade Center terrorist attacks. For their heroism amid the destruction of the towers, Poumpouras and her colleagues received the United States Secret Service Valor Award, the agency's most prestigious honor. Bulletproof vests are made of many layers of fabric. To protect yourself, you need many layers of knowledge. Many people think bulletproof vests are made of steel, but in fact they're composed of multiple layers of Kevlar, a purpose-made fabric. The thicker the vest, the greater the protection. The most protective bulletproof vests combine Kevlar layers with ceramic or metal. You may not have a bulletproof vest, but you will be safer if you accumulate layers of knowledge and know how which can help you prepare for life's unexpected emergencies. If you must fight, then fight. The most elementary method of personal protection is the ability to fight back if someone physically bullies, attacks, or tries to fight you. To prepare for situations when you have no other option but to get physical, seek training. When such moments come, and you cannot flee, outsmart the threat or get help, commit to fighting as strongly as you can. During the G20 summit in Mexico, for example, Petite Poumpouras had to fight an important Chinese general, a man more than twice her size. The general wasn't on the permitted attendees list, but he didn't respect Poumpouras' refusal to admit him into the secure room where US President Barack Obama was meeting with China's president. The general rudely knocked Poumpouras out of the way and barged into the room. She grabbed him and shoved him out of the room, sparking a knockdown, drag-out fight with the surly general and his associates. Poumpouras didn't want to fight anyone, but she didn't back down when it became clear she had no other option. Do not let people bully you or push you around. Fight if you have no other choice, but understand that getting into a physical fight is never a smart move. You don't know if the other person has a weapon, is mentally ill or drunk, or has murderous intent. Instead of throwing a punch, draw on these layers of knowledge. 1. Harnessing fear. Managing your fears doesn't always mean overcoming them. 1. Instead, make them work for you. 1. With a positive mindset, fear can fuel achievement, make you resolute, and even prevent you from becoming your feared self, the person you don't want to be. 2. Mental armor. This is your internal protection against other people's bullying words or threatening behaviors. 2. During Poumpouras' Secret Service training, her instructors gradually increased the stress on trainees to help them strengthen their mental armor. 3. The Secret Service mindset: prepare yourself, mentally and physically, for events that could paralyze you with fear. 3. Don't dwell on them, but acknowledge them as unfortunate components of reality. 3. When you proactively plan for worst-case scenarios, you'll fear them less. 4. Bulletproof your life. Your home should have exterior lighting to discourage intruders. 4. Keep your doors and windows free of shrubbery criminals could hide behind. 4. Install good locks. 5. Deadbolt your doors. 6. Carry as few credit cards, identification cards, and insurance cards as you can to minimize the hassle and exposure if someone steals your wallet. 7. To avoid identity theft, minimize the number of websites on which you enter your birth date. 7. To protect your children, don't post information about them online. Learn to read the cues that reveal whether people are honest or deceitful. In addition to traditional Secret Service protection duties, Poumpouras received specialized Department of Defense training to work for the agency as a polygraph examiner and interviewer. She became expert at reading people. To him who is in fear, everything rustles. Sophocles. She learned that you should never try to intimidate people into telling you the truth. They'll just put up their guard. Instead, watch for signs of unsuitable nervousness and anxiety, and any pretense of a lack of interest in your questions. The more you talk, the less you'll learn about the other person, including his or her deceptions. Listen instead. If what the person says sounds rehearsed, you may not be getting the truth. Active listening is the best way to tell truths from lies. Remember these tips to protect yourself from falsehoods. 1. Everybody lies. Accept the fact that every person lies. 1. Many do so repeatedly. 1. The typical individual lies, on average, once or twice a day. 1. In a single conversation, the average person will lie 1 to 10 times. 2. Reading people, become an avid student of body language, which can reveal what people are thinking. 2. When people worry that others may know they're lying, their jaws may clench, they may fidget, or they may put their hands over their mouths when they speak. 2. Of course, everyone reacts differently to internal stress, so establish a baseline of how an individual acts without stress, so you can be alert for body language that shows stress when the person is lying to you. 3. How people read you. Consider how terrific the newscasters on TV look. Perfect clothes, great posture, big smiles, and every hair in place. 3. On TV, and in person, first impressions endure. 3. What first impression do you make? If you want others to read you positively from the outset, always look and act your best. 4. What are they really saying? Occasionally, people's words have nothing to do with what they want to communicate. 4. Listen for clues. For example, phrasing like, "as I'm sure you're aware," is a signal to work hard to understand the speaker's message. Never expect to have a perfect radar for deception. No one does, not even an experienced polygraph expert. Life is easier when you influence others, so learn to apply proven persuasion techniques. The way you use your voice, dress, or carry yourself can get people to come around to your way of thinking. So can the specific words you use. You can prime people to be receptive to your influence. Priming means getting someone ready for what comes next, just as auto body shop specialists add primer coats of paint before the finishing coat. Heroism is quiet. It isn't about bravado or being the biggest or the strongest. It isn't about firing guns or being awarded medals. It's about what's in your heart and mind and spirit. You can use the priming principle to achieve your ends. For example, if you schedule a meeting with a client, be sure you'll be in a room with a window that looks outside. That environment promotes openness. To prime someone for openness, plan the exact sentences you'll use to start the conversation. Choose your words wisely. To influence others, consider these tips. 1. How to influence. Your words are your most potent weapons. 1. Most people speak carelessly and choose their words without forethought. 1. Being deliberate and selective about what you say gives you the best opportunity to influence others. 2. Undivided attention. People who came to former U.S. President Bill Clinton's rallies loved him. 2. While on duty with the Secret Service duties, Poumpouras saw firsthand how much Clinton's people cared about him. 2. She attributes this loyalty to Clinton's ability to focus his attention with laser intensity on his rally attendees and to engage them in sincere, one-on-one conversation. 2. Clinton made each person he talked with feel like the only person in the world. 2. To win people over, give them your undivided attention. Never back down. Never give up. When Poumpouras was 9 years old, she went to the Greek island of Chios with her father. He took her inside the ancient Agios Minos monastery near Neohori, the village where he grew up. Poumpouras says her father took her to Chios as an impressionable child to teach her the importance of being tough and fighting back. He also wanted to teach his children not to fear death, but to accept it as an inevitable aspect of life. Poumpouras learned that fear is inevitable, and that no one can achieve total fearlessness. Even if you're remarkably bulletproof, something can still make you afraid. Accept this fact, and deal with it maturely and bravely. We are never done with fear. Whenever you think you've conquered one fear, there will always be another to take its place. Fear is not all bad. Because everyone experiences fear, it can be a unifying thread, a universal connection among people. Never run from fear. Step up and try to overcome your fears, no matter how hopeless the circumstances seem. Find a way to bear the unbearable. When you achieve this state, you give yourself tremendous power. Each brave act provides you with another layer of Kevlar-like resiliency and makes you increasingly bulletproof. Tiny and untested, Evy Poumpouras was fresh out of Secret Service training on 9/11. She became a heroine. Despite her fears, Poumpouras stayed strong amid the frightening rubble, haze and fire. She helped stunned and bloody victims survive. In the end, when it's over, all that matters is what you've done. Alexander the Great. At ground zero, Poumpouras became an inspiring heroine, though she was only 25 years old and freshly trained. The diminutive agent, 5 feet 2 inches tall and weighing in at only 100 pounds, was an unlikely candidate for heroism. She was the greenest of the green. Nevertheless, covered in toxic ash and debris, blinded and choking, and certain she would soon die, Poumpouras did her duty, putting her fears aside to assist others. For that, the Secret Service awarded her its highest award. She candidly reveals that she had to reach deep inside herself to find the strength to be brave. To act with bravery and courage, be guided by your inner power, your perseverance, and your empathy. Develop the skills that will help you cope with anything you encounter. When it comes to staying alive in the face of grave danger, you can depend only on one individual, yourself. Be prepared. Takeaways. 1. When you're afraid, forget about yourself and try to help others. 2. Bulletproof vests are made of many layers of fabric. 2. To protect yourself, you need many layers of knowledge. 3. Learn to read the cues that reveal whether people are honest or deceitful. 4. Life is easier when you influence others, so learn to apply proven persuasion techniques. 5. Never back down. Never give up. 6. Tiny and untested, Evy Poumpouras was fresh out of Secret Service training on 9/11. 6. She became a heroine. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.